Sten,
They're more.
crypto is dead today, right? You haven't checked the charts, right?
I did like this with the charts.
Okay, got it. Because
No.
I just
Cool.
woke up because
We
of
are
my Blockfolio.
good to go, I guess.
My Blockfolio
Guys,
told me like, bye-bye.
we are good to go because we are live on YouTube right now. So
okay.
Thanks, guys, for waiting for us almost 12 minutes, and there are more than 100 viewers right now on YouTube as far as I can see. Thanks for joining, and sorry for the delay, some technical issues. So today we're going to talk about yield farming. We are three of us. I'm Inal Kardanov, maybe you have heard of me. I'm developer advocate of Waves and Waves Association member. Here we also have Aleksei Pupyshev. Aleksei, say a couple words about who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm a human.
Oh, that's cool.
Also farmer, like a farmer. Yeah, I'm Aleksei Pupyshev, co-founder of Neutrino protocol and the Gravity protocol, evangelist of Waves, also farmer, and director for today.
Cool. And also we have here Stan. Every time I do have a problem with pronunciation with your second name, so I think it's better if you if you say your full name.
Good start.
Yeah. So yeah, he made me laugh. So now it's more difficult even for me. So hi, my name is Sten Laureyssens. It can be that difficult, right?
Laureyssens.
Yeah, it's good. It's great. Yeah. So I'm a cat. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a cat strategic advisor. I forgot my filter. It's coming. But I'm also a human today. But
So
I'm a human that's not looking at charts.
Human or cat?
Yeah,
half hybrid.
Oh, got it. So cool. Thanks, guys, for joining. And today we will talk about yield farming. What is yield farming? And we'll talk about applications, about farms, actually. As you can understand from my background, we'll talk about farms, about yield, about something related with the nature, right? So first of all, I want to talk about what is yield farming, guys. Do you have anything like, I don't know, yield farming is, do you have a definition of yield farming?
It's actually a good question.
Let me explain. I have some.
Yeah, go ahead.
You looked something up before we started? You came prepared?
Yeah, I do have, of course, I know the answer, so yeah.
There is actually one of the best YouTube channel called Finematics, and there is like one video explaining everything about yield farming and also like about the future of that. And the yield farming is actually a way to use your liquidity to generate some income. And this actually is like you use your liquidity to income. And in general, this is something like you are rewarding for providing something good for another users. For example, liquidity is one of the most important thing for every token, every cryptocurrency, every asset actually. And then you're doing that, you are actually helping to the whole system to be more like effective for trading operations, trading, etc. And for that, you are rewarding from the farms or from the fees generated from the pool, etc. And this is actually the basic idea. The thing is, the more risk you are taking, the more rewards must be. And this is actually the whole economy here around the new farm tokens. People who actually get it as a reward, they're not willing to sell most often because, first of all, they are taking risk to keep funds in the smart contract, etc. And another thing is sometimes those tokens, they have some utility. So it's like, it's not just like game money, but it actually looks like a game money.
So summing up, yield farming is kind of, let's call it a practice where you provide liquidity or stake some crypto assets in order to generate returns as a reward from your liquidity.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So do you use, guys, any I have to mention one thing. Usually when we talk about yield farming, we also talk about AMMs, automated market makers. So it's dApps where you can go and exchange your tokens. It's not a DEX, it's an automated market maker, just a smart contract. You have an instant exchange. There are no partially filled orders. They're just, you just put some money, you get some money. That's how it works. Also, we do have a very, very interesting video about how, for example, Swapify works. It's an AMM. So you can find on our YouTube channel how Swapify works and where is liquidity pool, and even the problem of liquidity is explained there. So AMMs, or automated market makers, aim to solve the problem of liquidity. That's the first thing. So, okay, so what kind of AMMs do you guys use every day, or at least once or twice you have used?
Sten, next.
I mean, Curve, no doubt. Yeah, Curve is something I wouldn't use every day, but regularly. Uniswap, of course. Sushi Swap every once in a while. That's more for the degen stuff. And then the Pancake Swap. Actually, I've been using it more and more since, let's say, a good 3-4 weeks now, maybe. I think that's probably like the top 3 out of my AMM pick, probably. Would you add something, Aleksei? Something that you've used?
Yes, also using 1inch and Sushi. Yeah, but the Swapify as well.
Yeah, I wanted to add Swapify because this is the best AMM, as you can see from my background, right? Okay, so I think that the next thing we have to do is we have to show how actually AMMs work. I want to share my screen, and I will, like, in a couple of minutes, I will show how Swapify works. So guys, if you will have anything to add, feel free to interrupt me at any moment. I'll just open the Swapify and show where is it, how it works. So I guess you can see my screen now. At least I hope so.
Yeah, we see unicorn backgrounds.
Unicorn backgrounds. I'm not sure that that you. So you see Swapify, right? Swapify.
No, but it's the unicorn background, right? It's the project that goes to become a unicorn.
Yeah, it's a unicorn project, not a background, actually. Yeah. So what is Swapify? It's an AMM, as I already said, where you just can open the main page. You can pick, for example, I want to exchange my waves to USD to Neutrino dollars. You can say, I want to exchange 100 waves. It shows you what would be the price for the whole exchange, for the whole swap, or for one waves. So you can just click on swap. I don't have such amount of waves. I do have only some USDN on my account right now. It's my demo account. So yeah, I can exchange USDN to waves. Actually, I can click swap, and I have to approve the transaction with some.
So all your accounts.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't matter. I already shown them during some videos for Swapify. So that's actually it, how it works. That's like the swap works. But if you want to provide liquidity, where you actually can get some yield, so that's where yield farming works. If you want to get yield, you have to provide liquidity. In the pool section, you choose a pair where you want to provide liquidity. There are, like, I don't know, 13, 12 pairs right now. So for example, again, in Waves USDN, you click add liquidity, and you have to add both tokens, same amount in USD. So if you put one Waves, you will have to put 11 USDN, because the price of one Waves right now on the smart contract is 11 USDN. So you just, for example, let's say, okay, again, one USD, I don't have enough waves. So if I will have enough waves, then it will show me how I can put it. Oh, let's do it like this. I can just click supply and supply liquidity. And as in an exchange of my liquidity, I will get share tokens. So how I can use those share tokens, I can actually stake those share tokens. And what is yield farming? Yield farming is a way how I will get, first, I will get some fees from every swap. So every swap which happens in this pool will give me some amount of tokens. I won't get them immediately. They will be just collected in the pool. So when I will want to withdraw my liquidity, I will get back a little bit more than I put in the pool, like, I don't know, a month ago. So that's the main idea. I put less, I get more after some time because of fees. So the swap.fi smart contract takes 0.3% as fee in almost all pairs. There are some exceptions like USDT and USDC. But anyway, 0.3% you get as a fee, and also you get a reward in swap tokens. So swap tokens, the governance token of the protocol. And you can see more details about how swap token works in the investment section. There is a farming section. So here I can see all the details about pools I have provided liquidity for. So I added liquidity to the USDT LP USDN and to USDC USDN. So this is like how many tokens I provided for every. Sorry, I cannot see the numbers because of Zoom. Here are the numbers, how many tokens, how much liquidity I added to every pool. And I can stake share tokens here to get yield, more yield, even more yield, and to get swap tokens. That's like very, very high level description of how Swapify works and what is yield farming. I highly recommend to watch the video about Swapify. There is even a playlist on YouTube, so I think you can find it in our channel. Just search for swap on YouTube and you'll find it. That's like very, very high level introduction of yield farming. Guys, do you have anything to add? No?
Probably about governance taking or something, because you used to,
yes.
The tokens you have, people are asking why we have to use them. And the logical thing here is the more people, the more you are staking, the more you are rewarding. So you have more governance power. You can actually vote for like change parameters or release new tokens or like whatever. And to do that, you also have to stake, right? So you are getting out from the circulation those farm tokens, and it's actually decreasing sell pressure for them. So they keep their value for a long time after that. It's also an important thing to notice.
Yeah, so I think about the governance tokens, we have to talk a little bit more. Like, for example, for Swapify governance tokens, which you get as a reward for providing liquidity, you will be able to use in the future to change the pool weight. So to vote for pools which are more important for the protocol. So that's like the governance utility of swap tokens that would be in the future. And almost all farms have governance tokens, which allow you to vote for some kind of decisions, let's call it so. Okay, now I want you guys, I mean listeners, to take part in our game. We have kind of game. So you can join this game and win 5 Waves prize. So what you have to do, you have to add some liquidity to any pool on Swapify. Then you can find Swapify's mascot or totem while using the service. There is something yellow, let's call it so. Then you have to make a screenshot, including the mascot, the totem, and your Waves wallet address. Your Waves wallet address is in the upper right corner. And you have to send the screenshot with your Waves wallet address to Waves ADM on Telegram. It's an account at Waves ADM. So I think we do have a message pinned in our YouTube as well. So if you do this, first you provide liquidity, Second, you find a totem. Third, you make a screenshot where the totem is seen and your Waves wallet address is also on the screen, and you send it to a Telegram account. So we will pick 10 winners and send 5 Waves each. So enjoy your play, and you have to do it during the stream. So I guess you have like 40 minutes left. Okay.
If
so,
that game is too hard, we can always play a game, guess Alexei's next word on the t-shirt. Everything starts with a swap. Everything starts with USDN. Actually, everything starts with the USDN token, and it's true.
I think everything starts with Waves. Because USDN is impossible without Waves. It's used as a collateral.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, I was explaining yield farming to a friend last week, and it got me that one of the most important things when you explain this Lego block finance, what I really like about that Lego block finance vision is how different Waves really sort of suddenly becomes when you explain it that way. Because I had someone ask me, like, how is it possible that you can generate like 40, 50, even 100%? How does that come? And doesn't that mean, Aleksei, that's what you also said in the beginning, doesn't that mean that there's more risk involved? And it's actually not necessarily true, because I gave him a 3-hour explanation. I'll try to do it in 30 seconds. The Lego block finance thing, for everyone who's watching, it's essentially you're saying that the financial system that DeFi is created by different type of blocks. And it's on one end, if you look at Ethereum's DeFi ecosystem, it starts with something. Originally, it started with Maker, but I think for now, you could say that it starts with Compound, where some protocol is allowing people to like lend and borrow with each other, like some peer-to-peer platform that allows people to like give money to someone else to use for whatever reason, but he's giving some kind of a collateral. And the protocol is essentially the people who are like paying to get some money from someone else. They are paying an interest. And that interest can sometimes be quite high, because I mean, in crypto, you can make money with more money. So people want to pay good money for that because they still gonna earn more. So the interest is quite high, but Compound is paying this incentive from the protocol for people to use it. And initially it used to be on both sides. So you could lend and borrow even with yourself and still be incentivized by the protocol. So you get this interest plus protocol incentive from lending and borrowing, and then you get a token in return for that now represents this interest combined. Then you stake it into another platform that is focused on, let's say, exchanging liquidity, or even better, like maximizing that interest yield first, which is Yearn. But Yearn is also giving out protocol incentives. And then you go and stake it into Curve, and then you also get like the exchange fees, etc. But you also again get a protocol incentive. And you stack all these things up on top of each other, where you essentially get like lending and borrowing fees are happening, optimization and exchange fees are happening, and all these incentives from different protocols get added on top. But this is where, for me, Waves shines a bit, because Waves creates this whole new, I wouldn't even say layer on top, but layer on the bottom. Because this whole USDN/Waves yield just adds a whole new layer of interest generation. Because there's nothing that has that, because you have this block reward that's converted into a USDN yield, like very short summary. But that's the cool part about it, because people always ask, like, what's different about Swapify? Well, Swapify is actually maximizing the mechanism that made Neutrino grow so heavily. It's actually taking that and now adding that to a whole new level, because now you get the only AMM that has this unique yield bracket or Lego block on the bottom, not on top, and that's unique about it. 3 minutes. It's a 6x. It's good in this market, right? 6x time. Yeah,
I do agree.
Yeah.
There are some questions in the chat on YouTube, so if you do have any questions, feel free to post them on YouTube. So how will swap circulation be regulated? Actually, there is an article on Swap's Medium. In Swap's blog, you can find all the details about circulation, how tokens will be unlocked. Early bird liquidity providers, they will get 1 million waves during the next year. Others will during the next year, liquidity providers will get 1 million more, as far as I remember. So all the details you can find in the article. But for now, the circulating supply is very, very low for swap token. So the next question is, what is the difference between governance tokens of Waves, like Waves itself or West, and Swapify governance tokens? That's a great question, actually. Do you guys want to answer this question? What is the difference between protocol governance token and farming governance token, let's call it so?
I would actually probably, Aleksei, correct me here if I'm wrong, but I would say that you would have a much more direct voting power through governance of Swap than you would have through the governance of Waves, because I think your voting power through Waves is very indirect. You have the chance to like put your waves that you have to a node and stake it there and indirectly secure the network, but you don't directly vote for next development or protocol decisions. You don't vote for that directly, which you do vote for in Swapify in the near future.
Yeah, as far as I understand, there is two different types of democracy for the Waves protocol itself and for Swapify. For the Waves protocol, it's called liquid democracy, which means that anyone can run the node. Anyone can lease some Waves assets to your node and increase your voting share. And by this voting share, you can actually vote for some decisions like protocol updates, like consensus updates, etc. This is liquid democracy. There is permissionless way to become a node, and anyone can ask to lease it. So it's like liquid. Or you can just, if you know the node you trust, you can just lease your waves to this node, increase their power, like mining balance, and also the voting power as well. This is one thing. This works for the protocol. For Swapify, there is a different thing because it's like application on top and focused mostly on like liquidity different assets, especially wrapped assets, which are moved to Waves blockchain. And as far as I understand, there is a direct democracy. Like if you are a holder and you are staking that into governance staking, you can actually vote for or against some decisions. It's not launched yet, but I think it will work like this. Yeah. So.
Okay, so there are some questions about Swapify, which pairs will be launched in the future. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that I can answer this question. So if you do have many questions about Swapify, the best thing you can do is you can go to Swapify Telegram chat and ask there. Product owners and support team of Swapify will answer very, very, very fast, let's call it so. In a couple minutes, I think you'll get an answer for your question, if they can, of course, answer it as well. Okay, there are some more questions about what technology Swap uses in its project to make Swap safe, extensible, and interoperable. Well, actually, Swap uses the Waves protocol and write smart contracts language, so that's actually it, and some user interface, nothing else there. only smart contracts and logic on top of the blockchain. Okay, with it, let's go to the next stage of our discussion.
Inal, could the next
think,
stage be, sorry to interrupt you, but could the next stage be one specific question? There's this question that says, Inal, are you like T-back in Prison Break? Could we take 10 seconds to figure out what it could, what the guy means? Because I've seen Prison Break, but I don't know what he's referring to.
I don't know what is Prison Break even. I guess it's kind of some serious, but I
Yeah,
didn't
it was a
see
series,
it, so
yeah.
I didn't see it, so I cannot answer.
Probably it could be a compliment because all the guys are like really muscular and really handsome and really smart because they can break out of a prison. So, but one of them has a lot of tattoos. So maybe, yeah. Okay, let's
no
continue.
tattoos on my body.
But it was a good question, yeah. You don't have a Waves tattoo or like a
not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I have just some small Waves pieces right in my blood. That's it.
That's the best one. Yeah, and a piece of Russia also. You're obliged to have that, right? Like a Russian flag.
No. Yeah, Russian flag. Of course, it's my soul, my brain, everywhere. Yeah.
Yes.
And bears with vodka. Yeah. Okay, now let's move to the discussion about different farms. I think you have already listed some couple of them, like Uniswap, Pancake, Sushi Swap, Swapify. So in my opinion, what we have to do next is we have to create kind of comparison table between different farms. And we have to think about which apps we will take to compare, and also what are the important aspects of every farm, if you don't mind. So I will share my screen just to show what do I mean. Here you can see yield farming comparison table. I have prepared a little bit for our stream. So let's think about which apps we can take. Which apps are the most interested in our opinion. And of course, I will put the first one as Swapify. I won't even ask you guys. So we do have three more options left. So what do you think? I would say that we can take Uniswap because I think Uniswap was one of the first applications with yield farming. But at the same time, I'm not sure. Aleksei, you are muted. Aleksei, you are muted.
It sounds funny, actually. It looks funny when he's... I was muted earlier as well.
Sorry.
Yes.
Uniswap was first.
Yeah.
But remember Vampire Attack from Sushi? Because Sushi started as a farm. And if we are speaking about farms, so Sushi is actually first mover here. So yeah, Sushi, of course.
Yeah, Sushi.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wouldn't consider Uniswap as like a full farm. It's like a piece of land.
Okay, there is no farm yet, just the land. Yeah. Okay.
Pancake.
Pancake.
Are we listing just food we like or something?
Sushi, pancakes. I mean, I had sushi yesterday. I still have some left. Pancake sounds great.
What about pizza?
It's too heavy.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, pancake, and we have one more option. Maybe 1H. What do you think, guys?
1H or Curve? I don't know. Probably we can mention Curve as well because it's like specific.
I would add Curve because I don't think that you can really complete like a proper comparison without Curve, because there's quite a few alternatives to Curve, but they represent a specific purpose. So I think it makes sense to put that in.
The only kind of problem with Curve is that Curve is for stable coins only.
Not only, but also for the same.
Also for BTC, yeah.
Yeah, for same peg.
Okay, mostly.
So we have to mention it. Yeah, we have to mention it because then we will speak about like cross-chain farms, etc. This will be very important topic to notice. And yeah, this case is very much interesting in terms of differentiation between farms, because okay, we can just create like 5 or 6 Uniswap clones, right? It's not so interesting to discuss. So I think Curve is like
okay
to be there.
Curve, not 1H.
We can mention it during
I think, but I think we could. You could.
5 is too much, guys. 4 is enough.
Is that how you view at kids? Like, 4 is fine. 5 is too much. That's where you go. Yeah.
For girlfriends.
This is how I view on amount of bitcoins I hold. 5 is too much. 4 is enough.
4 is okay.
Okay. So, what aspects, in your opinion, are the most important for farms? I think, in my opinion, fees are very important, because I'm not ready to pay, I don't know, $100 for provide liquidity or for making a swap. So for me, fees is like number one.
Yeah, for you too. But let's remember the Swapify voting. There is APU is most important. So please put
okay. APY. Okay.
Because it's only thing you have to use actually. Assets.
Also. So the number of payers, you mean?
Not number actually. The pairs as well. Like what kind of pairs you can keep there.
Let's call it properly. How we can call it?
Assets. You can
maybe assets type. Like I think we could just take a moment to like describe. It won't be like a fixed word, but we could just take a moment to describe the differences between the types of pairs between the products. Pair type, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
maybe target audience. That could be a good one to discuss as well.
You mean like whales or retail investors?
Yeah, but maybe like that could probably come somewhere at the end, because once we've gone through all the other things, we could draw some kind of a conclusion, like who is this actually for?
Yeah. Also, maybe is there an impermanent loss or not?
Yes.
And how big it can be? Maybe speed of I don't know, speed of what? Speed of transaction. It's like it's not a characteristics of the farm. It's more a characteristics of the network. But let's add it as well.
Yeah. There's some difference.
You can put like the blockchain network is important. I mean the infrastructure mostly. Like can you use MetaMask or Ledger or like which account you can use? Because sometimes it's hard to. Especially for new EVM comparable chains, there is only MetaMask, RPC, like call. It's just killer of adoption because people they don't get it, and it's hard to use
it. I would also say if we talk about
one important moment. The token as well, the reward token liquidity, it's also important because it's actually it's a bit different if you farm new non-liquid token or you are farming token which like Coinbase, Binance as well. Like you have different liquidity token.
Maybe add governance here, like how you achieve the point of governance. Not well. Maybe governance in general, because like the options that you have, but also how can you I'm looking for the word, but it's not coming. How can you? I will get back to it later. I will find the word when we get there. I mean, how can you use your governance? Because, for example, in Curve, it's very different than in Swap. Like how do you use your tokens, or what do you need to do with your tokens in order to be able to use your voting power?
Yeah, I got a point. I'm not sure that governance is a proper name for it, but let's leave it for now. Maybe we'll change it a bit later. Okay, now, sorry?
Governance approach, but
yeah, governance approach. Yeah.
Okay, let's change it. Okay, now let's talk about. Let's actually fill the table.
If anyone has an extra category that we should add, feel free to write it in the chat. we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, volume average. That's also I like it. But then we will just
volume
have
average for
really large
what
numbers.
for every pair or for the whole app, because I'm not sure that comparing volume for the whole app is like
very worthwhile.
proper thing.
Swap will like rule everything, and all the other guys will like dwarf in comparison. So it's not a fair fight.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's fill the table. Let's start with fees. So I can talk about the swap. So it would be 0.005 waves for every transaction. So it would be about 0.06 USD, I guess. So what was an average price of transaction you have paid for Sushi, Pancake, or Curve, guys?
Oh man, for Sushi it was like $50.
Yeah. Sometimes much higher.
Yeah, for Curve it's like much higher, but you can also like 70 or something like that. It's really.
It depends though. It depends.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it depends, but an average number, kind of average number.
Yeah, for Pancake like a pennies. I don't know, like $1 or less, half a dollar.
I guess it's less than $1.
It's less. It's like in the cents territory, like maybe 10, 15 cents, I think.
Yeah, 50 cents. Let's put 50 cents because it's like nothing comparing to $50.
Okay, 50 cents, some kind of.
Yeah.
Buff daddy, yes.
Okay, so now let's talk about APYs. Actually here, it's hard to compare again because let's, for example, open Swapify. Let's go to the close information tab. And as you can see here, APY, like in
around
some
100.
pools,
we can actually average it like 100. It's okay for the different pools.
I think it would be more. It would be 150 or something.
If you evaluate by liquidity, the more liquid assets they have, less APU. So in average, it will be like 100 or even less.
Okay, let's say like something around
110 maybe or so.
Let me do like this.
Okay. You have to make it more.
Right? No. We can calculate it right now if you want to, but don't want to spend too much time on it. So the total APY here is, you can see, like it differs pretty good. Like, okay, I'm not going to calculate all these numbers. Okay, about Sushi. As far as I remember, CoinMarketCap has some stats about Sushi.
Yes.
Let's find for Sushi.
But you could also do it on CoinGecko.
Here is Sushi, for example. So APYs are here: 28, 25, 25, 11, 30, 14, 30. So I guess like around 20%, 20, 25 is an average. Do you agree, guys?
Yeah, 25. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, for Pancake, there's pretty wild numbers here.
Yeah, it's 100 probably as well.
Yeah, I guess.
Or even more.
It would be even more. Oh, very interesting number.
It's actually the problem is this IPUs in the farm tokens, and most often the farm tokens, they are going down like much faster than the IPU. So it's like you are farming something which is like decreasing in the price, or can be pumped. So it's like it's a bit hard to compare actually. But yeah, 150 probably we can mention it.
Yeah, let's add it as 150. What about Curve?
50%. Actually joking, like 30% right now, or 45.
There is no Curve. Yeah, here is it. Well, depends on the pool, but
yeah, kind of depends on the pool. I would probably, I don't know. My feeling says that it's slightly higher, especially if you include the rewards APY. Like, if you properly use your voting equity to get like a rewards bonus.
Yeah,
you mean VCRV?
Yeah, for the boost, but in average it's like 50%. Like for the different types of pools and aggregators and etc., it's like 50%.
Okay, so pretty interesting numbers. Okay, pair types available. Whew.
For Swapify, different, like PMMs and like.
Yeah, there are two types. Like it's called constant product. I do not remember how it.
Yeah.
CPMM and flat. It's two types
of
formulas.
Curve-like formula.
Yeah, curve-like formula for stable assets, for USD and USDT and USD and USDC. Okay, there are two types of pairs. For Sushi and Pancake.
For Sushi, mostly to the pairs to the native token, to ETH, like X to ETH. This is most common pairs. There is no stablecoins pairs, so you can just create like X token versus ETH. So it's like ETH farm. Yeah, and also LP tokens as well. Like UV CRV, you can also stake here on Sushi. So it's like LP tokens also. LP tokens.
Okay, what about Pancake?
Same, but mostly for BNB. X tokens should
just
be
replace it with BNB.
And no LP tokens. I haven't seen.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it too. Well, for Curve, it's
same pegged assets. Same pegged assets. Yeah. Like ETHs and dollars, euros, Ethereums, and I think there will be more same pegged assets.
And if it's same, it's flat always, as far as I remember.
Yeah, it's
not well.
It's kind of flat, but you know, it's kind of flat. It's stable swap algorithm.
Yeah, sure.
Stable swap algorithm.
Okay, the target audience I would put.
Let's put it down.
Table.
Yeah, but it's most easiest thing because the 4 points here will be the GANs.
What do you mean?
The GANs, and the GANs.
The GANs,
No, I disagree here.
Yeah, it's just joke. don't disagree.
It could be a serious answer. This is the problem with our industry. It could be a serious answer.
Stan, you can't disagree with joke because it's joke, you know.
Okay, I'm just looking. Are there any questions or not? I guess there are no questions regarding our discussion.
One more differentiation criteria for the farms. Let's add it. The sources of rewards, because sometimes it's not only governance token, but also like different airdrops and the staking of assets and this kind of thing, like sources of rewards. Okay. Because sometimes it's like a combination of different sources.
Added. Okay, permanent loss. So actually, it's possible everywhere.
But different by formula. Because for stable coins, it's almost zero.
For stable coins, but for example, for Curve, it's same packed assets, and if you provide REN BTC and WBTC, you'll have impermanent loss in both. As far as
no, you'll not.
No, you want. No, you want. Yeah.
You'll not, because you have BTCs. So there is no.
Yeah. It's BTCs. Yeah. No.
But still, like if some of the assets, for example, especially if But it's not necessarily DPEG. It can also just be due to the imbalance in the pool. For example, if you have
It's DPEG on the pool.
Yeah, but yeah, DPEG on the pool, not necessarily DPEG in real world value, but it's a pool DPEG due to imbalance. Like some like there's a lot of one type of token and much less, and then the algorithm changes the input price to incentivize people to like bring balance again. But because of that imbalance, you then have impermanent loss in a situation where normally you wouldn't necessarily have.
Yeah, so let's try to think of how we can describe.
Yeah, let's just easily describe it like yes, 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 and no, because it's like also for Swapify it's also no, like yes and no, because we have same pegged assets on Swapify as well, so it's like yes and no, and then yeah. Kind of,
I mean, probably it makes sense to explain that Swapify is essentially a combination of the Uniswap formula that Sushi and Pancake also like base themselves off, but also has the capacity to use a formula similar to Curve, which is focused on stable assets, which is unique actually in that sense.
Yeah, so I think it looks fine now with this asterisk sign. We'll just add later that.
Yeah, it would look a lot better if the API would be 1000% for Swapify. Then it would not be fine, but amazing.
Okay. So sources of rewards. Aleksei, you wanted to add this row, so could you explain a little bit more? What do you mean by it?
Yeah, most of like all those farms, they have the token. So like the original is like a governance token, but also you can add plus staking of pool assets, pooled assets, like native staking of pooled assets. For example, USDN and SBT, they have staking, and the shareholders, they also generating the staking rewards by providing liquidity here. So it's like more source of income for the pool and actually increasing APU. So you can add staking of pooled assets.
So yeah, you would have staking of or native staking of the assets, and then for things like Curve, Sushi, you could also add like
airdrops
and borrowing.
Airdrops, yeah.
Airdrops, yeah, but like lending and borrowing rewards.
For Sushi, I'm not sure. There's no lending.
Yeah, I didn't see lending there as well.
Just built into the asset, because you have C.
Oh, you mean yeah, that way.
Yeah.
So okay, let's try to keep it short then.
Maybe it makes sense to make like a separate category. So I think Swap is the only one that has like staking, where the three other ones don't have that reward. And then
actually Curve has as well, because if you have, for example, USDN on Curve,
yeah, it's true,
you are also generating rewards, and half of new generated USDNs they are going to governance providers and half to the pool shareholders. So it's like same, almost the same.
Yeah.
So staking of pooled assets, okay. This it should look like, but should we still keep the sources of rewards?
No, I think we can.
I think yeah, we can just do like
airdrops also. How we can add airdrop?
Okay.
Like for some pools, for example, on Curve, there are.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, that's true.
Something like this.
Yeah.
Maybe you could name them project incentives rather than airdrops, because it's the project that's additionally incentivizing like a specific thing, and then, for example, Curve took that
or synthetics.
Synthetics does it well. Yeah. And then maybe the governance incentive or governance reward.
I'd say for everything here, no?
All of them will have it, yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense, because it's okay to say that they all have like a governance like a proper payout or reward.
Okay.
How they are differentiated by governance incentive? Yes. Yes,
No,
same but different, right? same but different.
Okay, blockchain network. So for Swap, it's Waves. For Sushi, it's Ethereum. Let's call it. And Ethereum as well.
Yep.
Okay, speed of transaction. So for Waves, it's around 3 seconds, I guess. 3 to 5 seconds. It's just the speed of microblock in Waves. For Sushi, it's around, well, actually, I would say 15 seconds or 13 seconds as a speed of block in Ethereum, but
if you're willing to pay a lot of money for that.
Yeah, if you pay an average medium fee size, then it will go to the block like in 2 or 3 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, I think that would be fair. That's what I see for Curve also. Like usually, depending on the fees and if I need something fast, but it'll be anywhere between. I think if you pay around like $30 to $40, it'll be like 2-3 minutes. Sometimes even quicker, like 1 to 3. But if you're being cheap, it can take. Sometimes it takes like like 30 minutes. Yeah, easy.
Okay, so I think we're all fine with it. Yeah. Okay. So reward token utility. That's a very, very good question, because for example, if we talk about Swapify, you can see the liquidity here is 3 million for the reward token. So let's put it here. Let's find liquidity for other protocols.
Yeah, open CoinMarketCap, Sushi, you'll find like 10 millions or something. I think more, like 50 millions. Let's check it. Let's just gamble. And the volume, oh.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's actually nice, very nice. So you know,
on Binance, it's around 100, more than 100 million.
It's pretty distributed, so we can use this number.
So this number, where is it? Volume. I'm not sure that the volume is proper.
Yeah.
I think we can take just like 250 million. Because top 5 is around 250 million.
Let's, yeah. But the volume on Binance in this case, I could see that being like real in that sense, because it's being traded. So maybe let's take let's compare the Binance volume. Well, not everything is listed. That would be difficult.
What do you mean Binance volume? By Binance
like the biggest pair on Binance and compare that. So like, for example, you could compare Sushi. Swap isn't listed on Binance yet, but maybe it gives a good indication. Could you check Pancake?
Yeah.
Also not bad. Pretty impressed actually with Pancake last week's.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Sushi, I guess we can put around
300 million.
300, yeah.
Yeah.
And for Pancake, around let's try.
Pancake.
Yeah. Pancake swap.
Cake.
And the volume is more than 300 here.
It's much less listed. Impressive though.
It's around 200, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, on Pancake swap, it's
Yeah, but a lot of questions here. So let's use Binance because
let's use like 200 million.
Because the chip chain and you can calculate any volumes actually. The more cheap the blockchain, the more volumes. Actually, you can picture even trillion of volumes on the IMM.
Yeah, of course.
Transaction for one and another direction.
Okay, Curve.
Curve also not too bad. 2 pairs only, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, on the
yeah, Binance and okay.
Yeah, I guess it's around like 100 million is enough.
Yeah, 100, yeah. Actually, I'm surprised why so low. Like Sushi is like biggest player here, right? But also the rewards are low, so it's like compensated.
Could we maybe it's a lot of calculation, but it might be an interesting thing to look at. Could we do token market cap as a multiple of TVL here?
Yeah, also TVL and the market cap are actually 2 different things, but yeah, we can actually add it as a differentiation parameter. I agree. Inal, can you edit as well?
You mean TVL? About the swap, we just forgot about the Waves exchange liquidity. We counted only Swapify liquidity. So I opened the Waves cap and found here that there are some pairs here as well.
There is still a bright future for a swap, so it just takes time.
No, I want to be this comparison fair as possible. Okay, let's do it like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's like
okay. So TVL, it's very, very, very important, I guess.
Yeah.
40 million, right?
Let's
see. 40. Yeah, 40. 40. That's fair. And then I'll take a look at Curve.
3 billion.
Usually it's around 3, but it's a bit more, I think. 4.5.
4.5.
Total pool deposits 4.5. Daily volume. It's also maybe an interesting metric to add now that we're at it. 220 million volume. It's pretty impressive, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you say? 220 million?
220 million volume and 4.5 billion deposits.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's do that for all other pools as well. Volume here is 26 million. Sushi.
Now I have a question about the fair comparison. Swapify has daily volumes and weekly volumes, and by default it's weekly volumes. Can you check it again?
Oh, it's weekly. Yeah, we have to take 3.5. Yeah. So let's check. Let's check Sushi. Where did you find volumes? Trading volumes.
You can open DeFi Prime.
723 million.
Yeah, I just looked on Curve itself.
And Pancake. Not here. Oh, I guess CoinMarketCap calculates the trading volume of the token, not on the.
It doesn't do volume.
It's incorrect. DeFi Prime.
Yeah, DeFi Prime.
Yeah. So let's try to find here Pancake. Oh no.
You missed. Okay.
Let me use DeFi Pulse. I'm used to use DeFi Pulse instead of DeFi Prime. But okay, Sushi is here, and
it's a bit higher.
Pancake won't be here. Okay, total value.
It's like tribalism. Yeah. We have a huge problem in the community by not accepting another solutions.
Okay, Alexei, we need your help with DeFi Prime.
What?
How can we find the volume on DeFi Prime?
Projects, open projects.
Projects.
IMMs.
And I do not see, man.
This is class exchanges, not class exchanges. Decentralized exchanges.
Yep.
Curve.
We will need Curve for sure. We will need Pancake and Sushi. Okay, for Curve. Oh, it's just opening the page.
Yeah, but on Curve you have that info usually, and on Sushi Swap you have that information too.
Yeah, but what's the problem with the DeFi pools?
There is no volume. There's no number of volume.
Wait, let me get it for you.
Yeah, total value locked here.
Yeah, it's TVL. We already filled the TV. Oh no, we didn't fill the TVL. Okay.
We did not.
3.8 for. It was Pancake. 3.8 billion, and for Sushi Swap.
Sushi, it's always at the bottom.
3.46.
Yeah, 3.45 billion in TVL.
And about volumes, it's like
Here it says 30.88 billion, so that's probably on a monthly basis.
I think I'm not sure that we have to fill the volume, speaking frankly, because it changes like drastically every day.
But it's good to see like average
it's good to have an indication. Yeah.
Okay, so let's
you can open
Sushi.
You can open CoinMarketCap as an exchange, and you will see the volume, daily volume.
I'm not sure if CoinMarketCap tracks their numbers.
No, for Pancake they do because it's balanced. So it's like
guys are about to break 50K and not in the right direction. It's a good retest.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening?
We're about to break 50K, but in the wrong direction. Yeah.
No, it's not stopping. It's not. Man.
It's a good correction. Plus, it's the week where we have contract swap.
Oh man.
So it's always a good CME week is always fun. So, Inal, what are we missing?
I'm filling the table.
TVL. All right. Could you add, and I have the information ready, could you add one extra thing, market cap? Of the token.
The table would be too huge. Let's leave it as now.
No, but it's actually it's a metric that a lot of people look at because it's depending on how many assets are in the, let's say, in the protocol, then an estimate of how big the market cap of the token is. Yeah. So for Sushi, the full dilute, so market cap is 1.9, full is 3.8.
I would put 1.9.
Yeah, let's use For curve, it gives an interesting metric, but I think it's fine. 1.9, and then for curve, it's 555 million.
Now there is an interesting question in the chat actually. Then can we have integration with Ethereum in Swap connecting with MetaMask? It's actually a good question because it's connected to Gravity, and
that's a good question.
Yeah, I can answer actually because we are doing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's actually the Waves blockchain is actually let us use Ethereum signature to sign transactions, like any transactions within the Waves chain. So it's easy to create the service. Their Ethereum users, they will do some kind of sign up to the Swapify. The new mirror account is generating like a mirror account for them, but the verifier means that something which is checking signature will be focused on checking Ethereum signature from MetaMask wallet or from Ledger wallet, but for Ethereum account users. And we can use this technology to sign transactions in any chains. There we have the same functionality, but in Waves for Swapify it works better. We have an MVP. We are working on article for that, and I think this technology will let Ethereum users to connect their liquidity and sign transactions on Swapify as well with the much lower fees they used to have in Ethereum network, because it will be different network. So, but yeah, there is several questions how to organize the fees management, but it will be done firstly as centralized service, but also will be done via Gravity network as well. So it's like MVP, how MVP should works. And yeah, we'll show soon. It's a good question. It will be in Q2 probably in production. In Q1 it will be prototype, so early testers can do that. But in Q2 it will be like production version for sure. We'll do that not only for Waves, but for Waves it will be in like a first implementation, but also for another chains, because the same problem for another chains. They don't have enough liquidity and they have to attract it somehow. So yeah, this is a good question, and thank you for asking this question. Evandro Reis Matias, thank you.
Thank you, Alexei. Also, I want to make a small pause and I remind that we do have a game, so you can join our game and earn 5 waves. So there will be 10 winners, and how to get a reward. The first, you have to add some liquidity to pools on swap.fi. Then you have to find a totem or mascot in the interface. After you provide liquidity, you will find there a totem. So something yellow you'll find there. So then you have to make a screenshot including that totem and your Waves address, and you have to send that screenshot to the Waves address to the Waves account in the Telegram called Waves ADM. And we'll pick 10 winners and send 5 waves. I guess we'll do it next week. So enjoy your play, or maybe even, yeah, I guess it would be next week. Okay, so you have to do it during this stream. Okay, so let's go back to our table. We have to finish it as soon as possible. So the biggest problem here is how to calculate the market cap of swap.fi governance token. So actually, I'm not sure that I will be able to find where is the circulating supply right now of swap.
Would be a good question. Yeah.
So maybe coin
for Pancake, by the way, it's 1.5 billion.
Yeah, I already found it. So
okay.
Yeah, maybe here is swap, and they tracked it somehow. I'm not sure is it correct or not. So coin ranking
the
tracks
price
it somehow.
Sounds about correct.
So price correct. Market cap, I guess it's also somehow correct. So 4.57 million.
That would mean around 100,000 tokens in circulation. I could see that be correct.
Yeah, something around that should be.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less, but yeah. Okay, so we have just two more rows to fill. It's a governance approach and target audience. So by governance approach, as far as I remember, we agreed that we will mean how you can use your governance tokens. So for Swapify, you can use your governance tokens to vote for pool weights. So let's try to think how to write it down. Vote for
vote for pool weights. Same goes for curve, by the way.
By the way, I'm not sure how you can use Sushi and Pancake tokens. I don't know.
You can, like Sushi, you could stake Sushi, but that's about it.
No, they have proposals. They are voting, so it's like
yeah.
Any proposals you can add. It's like really any proposals. Not only for weights. It's for any proposals.
No, but you stake Sushi like to get a share of the fees. That also counts actually for curve. So as if you but here it's different. Like Sushi, you stake it, but you can earn a portion of the fees depending on how much Sushi you staked, and then you get like X Sushi, and then you get like a part of the fees. But for curve, it's different because you actually lock it up for like 1, 2, 3, or 4 years. So if I lock up like 1,000 tokens and I lock it up for 4 years, then I get like 1,000 voting equity curve. If I lock it up for only 1 year, I only get like 250, like 25%. But only if you stake your governance tokens, only then do you get a part of the fees that the entire protocol is making. And I think for Swap, it's actually pretty different because a lot of the protocol fees are directly captured in the pool. So you don't have to lock your tokens for like such a long time to get it. So
I think, do you agree, guys, to keep the table as it is now? Or should we add something? There are more details on it, but I think it's not a good idea to write all the differences in one small cell in a table. So let's move to the last point. It's about target audience. This is one of the most interesting rows in this table, I guess. So let's start with let's start with the curve. Stan, what do you think?
I think it also depends on what are the benefits or the limitations also for each protocol, because that sort of determines the target audience. I think Curve has proven to be, I mean, I use Curve for almost any time that I want to swap from one token, like one stable coin that I need for like farming XYZ, and I want to swap it into something else because that token would be more incentivized in another pool, and I would want to swap between either of them. And you can do it with, like, you could easily swap 1 million and not blink an eye and have barely any slippage. So the benefits for Curve really is definitely, I think, tailored for anyone who wants to swap stablecoins like one to another. And that could be like small numbers or very big numbers. But then more importantly, and that's what I think is the interesting part, is it's a great place to stake your stable assets and have like a risk-free except for protocol and smart contract risk, but you have a risk-free environment to get pretty good returns, like not crazy returns, but great, like very good returns if you compare it to banks.
So let's call it less risky.
Yeah, less risky, and like from a smart DeFi hamster to a DeFi power user, probably. Because that could work, right? Like a smart DeFi hamster, because it's not necessarily the degen like only focused, because it's just a like pretty stable, almost like boring product type. Because
so less risky product for whom?
Yeah, smart DeFi hamsters and DeFi
Hamsters.
power users. Yeah, the hamster is a good. Plus power users, of course, because DeFi curve is definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Pancake.
I mean, for me, Pancake has shapen up to be the
Binance users, mostly Binance audience.
Yeah, but what the main thing, and I think we're maybe speaking from a beneficial position here, but a lot of people didn't join the DeFi ETH space because they just couldn't afford it. There was no point to be in DeFi with $100 to try and farm something. You just couldn't participate. If you had 100 or like anywhere below $1,000, there's just no point. And I think Binance captivated that audience really well in a very short amount of time, which also means that the mindset of people trading on there is much more volatile and much more influenced. It's been, yeah. I mean, of course, whales are there, but that's why I said the smart DeFi hamster is here in this case. We're talking about like DeFi mouse or like DeFi ant. It's like super tiny sizes that people can, because you don't have to like pay yourself bankrupt to the fee. Yeah, tiny size investors. And it's smart, actually. It worked really well.
No, just kidding. Okay, so for Sushi.
Before we go to Sushi, I think what was really nice here for the Binance story is it's the first time that in a very short amount of time, and for a lot of people, it almost happened unnoticed. A lot of people were saying over the summer, yeah, nothing is gonna like beat ETH. Everything is staying in ETH. Nothing is gonna like DeFi is ETH and period. And yes, it's a problem, the fees, but no one really solves it. And you can't solve it, or you can't copy paste it. It's impossible. And I think what happened with Pancake is an excellent example of a joke turned like a full story.
Yeah.
It's an interesting moment because for this Binance Smart Chain hype, it was a Tron, like Tron organic, but mostly for gambling, and never replaced the ETH, etc. And it wasn't so like dangerous for ETH. But with the Binance Smart Chain, it's actually like another story.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily like I don't mean like competition for ETH, but just a very good new player in the DeFi space specifically, because I don't necessarily see Binance Smart Chain take over ETH, but they're doing a pretty good job.
Okay, I'm just trying to read questions on the YouTube in the chat. So, this is not pre-recorded. Somebody wrote that this is pre-recorded. I think it is not pre-recorded. We are live right now.
So how is possible? I'm just looking at the prices and I'm just trying to cry. It's like
we just knew the price like a couple days before it actually went below 50K.
Look at this. Look at this. How it's not online? Like really, it's like 15%, 16%.
No, you have to speak in absolute numbers. But actually, I'm pretty surprised. We touched 47K on Bitcoin.
Yeah, we touched, but right now we're almost in 50. Actually, for some exchanges, it's lower than 50, but.
Okay, so let's
come back to work. Let's come back to work.
For Sushi, who is the target audience for Sushi? Well, it's a pretty complicated question actually, because
yes,
I think that
Ethereum whales.
Yeah, not whales only. I guess almost every. Are you a whale?
I can't say.
I mean that
account does, but I'm not.
so by saying only whales, you say that you're a whale because you said that you use Sushi, and also it works for me as well. I can't say that I'm a whale, but at the same time I used Sushi, so I think it's not only whales. Mainly whales, I would say.
It's probably the same audience as Curve. The only difference is that where Curve is maybe more focused for like less risky hedging type of audience, you would have the same in terms of like hamsters and power users, but it's much more focused on speculation and like buying the right coins, similar to Uniswap in a sense, but it's essentially same type of or like portfolio size, but more speculation focused.
Okay,
and then Swap is a combination of all three, actually.
Yep.
Because it has the capacity to exchange stable assets, so it can be a less risky, but because of the low fees, you include the really smaller ant size audience all the way to a power user. But because of the nature of the pools itself, you still have a pretty degen speculation potential. I mean, the yields are speaking for themselves. So it's probably a combination of the three, without trying to be like, we prepared it perfectly and now Swap is the best. But it actually is, it's a combination of the three, so it makes sense.
Yes.
And so we have ants, hamsters, super whales that are both smart and totally degenerate. That sounds like the Waves community, to be honest. It sounds like a good, like, yeah, it's and not meant in a bad way. It's actually it's kind of a good description.
Okay, guys, I think we did a good job.
Probably we did, actually. Maybe the one thing that we didn't touch is we don't have to calculate it maybe, but the market cap versus the TVL, like we're sitting at 1/10 for Swap, like 10% roughly, let's say. For Sushi, we're sitting at like 50%. For Pancake, also at 50%. For Curve, we're sitting at like 11% or something. Oh no, wait. You are cheating. Nice.
Yeah. So 1.9 billion to TVL is 346. So it's 54.9. And here is 155, 2, 3, 1.
Are you trying to predict the price for swap right now?
Well, actually, no.
No, but it's kind of like how do you? I mean, essentially, a token captures value, right? And it's difficult to to capture like what value does a protocol bring. The easiest thing to look at is what value does a does it bring besides the TVL that's in the protocol. TVL is a very good indication, but you would have to look also at like volume and people using it. But it's been used, especially for AMMs, it's been used like as some form of an indication, like is there upside potential, how under or overvalued is the token. And to me, like actually it shows that curve is pretty undervalued if you compare it to Sushi.
Yeah, but also the question is a fully diluted cap, and if you will use this, you will understand the fundamentals. So it's like,
yes, that's also why I said the fully diluted market cap makes sense here, especially for curve, because for curve that the fully diluted market cap is actually like almost 1-to-1, I think, to the TVL, and same goes for Sushi swap and so I think, in a sense, it's a token is like the market cap of the governance token is an indication of how big it is, how like what value do people put to what the token is bringing. And the TVL is a very straightforward way of saying this is how much value is sitting inside this protocol. And if you compare those two and you say, okay, this is how much value, for example, let's say that there would be $5 billion of liquidity in swap and the market cap would be 4 million. That would be ridiculous because there's so much liquidity in there that has value that you can capture that. So it's just a good indication of saying like, hey, is this token undervalued? Is it overvalued? How do we calculate this? But I wouldn't necessarily trade based on that, but it's a good thing to keep in mind, like, is this a token to look at, or how do I look at this?
So, okay, guys, I think, as already said, we did a great job.
Yes.
At least we have a table which we can share in Twitter.
and
show to different people, say that, hey, we did this in an hour and almost a half. So thank you for your time. There are no interesting questions. Like there are a couple questions about how to find a totem there, how to find the mascot. I think I'm not going to share how to find it, so just look at your screen, nothing else. There are some opinions about that our target audience is whales, doesn't say anything. Maybe try to find number of average investment. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to do that. That would be perfect. That would be perfect.
It's a good metric.
Good
homework
metric,
for you.
Yeah, if somebody will be able to provide such numbers, that would be great. So I think that's it. We answered almost all the questions, and thank you guys for taking part in this stream, and thank you to all the viewers. And if you have any questions, feel free to go to Waves chats, to Swapify chats, and ask your questions there. We'll try to answer it. So I think I hope it was useful for you, and I hope we covered the yield farming at least somehow. So we talked about what yield farming is, which apps are the most interesting, what do they offer, and what are the differences between yield farming, between farms actually. And I think that in the future we can make more streams. If this kind of content is useful for you, please write a comment. I know, leave a comment like below, or write in the chat, I don't know, plus or yes or something like that, so we will understand that this kind of stream would be interesting. Next time maybe we'll try to keep it a little bit shorter. with it, thank you very much for your time, and see you next time.
I already see someone writing plus in the chat. Must be great.
That was 10.
Can you demonstrate how to make a big Waves USDN swap on Neutrino real quick? Funny.
So I liquidated. Nice one.